Assalamu alaikum. This will be experiment 4. The title is Data Transfer Instruction for Registers and Memory. And we will do more than that. So, yeah, I'd like to know what is the pseudo instructions. So, we will be looking at some of the instructions and pseudo instructions and how to transfer data. The move instruction you should already know by now. This is move A number 66H. Or this is from register to register. And many of the problems that happens to students, for example, is that, for example, they wanted to transfer 99 H and they write 99 only. Okay. It should be converted to hexadecimal. Another common mistake usually is move, for example, A 30H. So what will this do? It will go to a location memory indicated by this value. So it will go to the RAM location 30, take the content and put it into A. It's different than if we have hashtag here. So if you put hashtag here, then the value of A will be 30. Right. These you should go and read before, if in case you don't know some of these. We have the add instructions. I'm not sure if we are going to use this one, but you know, if you are going to add, always the destination should be A. Okay. So here he put the value in A and then he put it into R2, and the summation will be in the A. So it will be A plus R2, and the sum is equal, and the total will be stored into A. All right. Let's go. And I assume some of these things are already clear for you, but yeah, I'll move to the things that are not usually clear to the students. Here, you know, these are pseudo instructions. As you can see here, they are not translated into machine code. Okay. I like this one. They don't have, when they say operational code or opcode, it means that they are actually converted into machine code. So let me just take an example of this. Let me open the mic. So for example, let's say I will write a program, originate 0H, A number 3, B number 4, add A, B, and then N. Okay, file, save as or save. This is the first time. I'll just put it into a defined location for me. So it will be program or code.js. Now, the first thing you need to do is to build and simulate. This will be a simulation experiment totally. Oh, there is an error. Number 3. Mistake here. You can see that the error is at line number 3, and this line number 3. There is a comma. Simulate. So you can see originate and both of them in here. Maybe the color will be an indication, but you can see that they are actually pink. I'll come here. I'm telling the program to start, saving at location 0. Okay. The first thing you need to do, make sure that the configuration is actually small mode. If you are entering the first time, you need to make sure that the configuration is actually small mode. If you are entering the first time, you need to make sure that the configuration is actually small mode. If you are entering the first time, you need to make sure that the configuration is actually small mode. Okay. So let's go. And now, the first thing you need to do, make sure that you have to do it small mode, close this one, and do it again. Otherwise, you will not see probably the instruction in the proper location. So it is small mode, khalas, I'm fine. So the location here are stored this way. You can see that this is location 0, and this is location 2. What is this? This is actually what? This is the ROM, okay? So it means this is where the code is going to be stored. So here, this is location 0, this is location 2. So where is location 1? If this is 0, this is 1. You can here see here 2, and you have here what? 5. So it means if this is number 2, this is location 3, this is location 4, and then this is 5, 6. So this is the starting 7. Okay. These are my real instruction. You cannot see any of these, because they are only directing the assembler. Assembler هو software that convert the ASM file to a hex file. It's directing that, please, this is the end of my program. Okay, and here start writing at this location. Since I put 0, and by default, it is actually storing at location 0. By the way, this is the opcode or equivalent code for this one. This is the 3 bytes are actually the equivalent code for this one. And these 2 are the equivalent code. When they say that there is no opcode, it means that you don't see this one and this one in the ROM. So if I come here now, the program when it start, it will start running from location 0. So if I come here, I'll press F11. Other step. Problem. Step and step. You can see that the summation here is actually. If you continue, there is nothing will happen. So these are, I'm talking about the originate, and also I talked about the end state. Both of them are actually pseudo instructions that they will have. Okay. Now go to define byte. Define byte also is a pseudo instruction. It is used to store data into the ROM. So, for example, let me try here to come. And I will originate now. Just to tell you what happens if I say originate 10. Build a simulate. You can see here at location 0 there is nothing. If you press F11 in here, it take time إلى أن توصل إلى وين؟ إلى أن توصل إلى الinstruction. I'm telling him, please start saving your code at location 10, and this is what happens. It will run at in any way from location 0. So all of this will be wasted. It's a waste of time in here. Okay, you have to consider this. إلى طبعا المفروض انه يكون ايش؟ F11. But I'm having a problem. Let me stop the share. I cannot do it step by step in here in my case because it's actually like pressing a function. I don't know what happened. But in your case, you should do like F11 until you reach here. This is what happens. Okay, so let me just try to save my data here. For example, originate let's say 20h. لما نقول data هنا مثلا data 1 defined by okay 1 2 or 1 3 4 55. طبعا this will be all the same. Okay. Data 2 مثلا defined by 44h. And let me try to run this one. See here, my data, my instruction is all here. Okay, so I can do this one. 11. I will try also if it happens. I cannot. So طبعا هنا خلص. If I continue running, okay, where is my data saved? The define byte is used to save data into the ROM. Okay, so I come into the ROM. I start the application 20h, right? You can see 20. This is 104. 134. 55 decimal will be converted, and then 44 and 40. طبعا هنا أتوقع if I want to count, this is actually location 20. This is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this label means that actually it is at location H, 20H. This label data 2, like 20, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24. So this means that this 24. But usually I write these just for easy access. Okay. Now let me go here. You will see that your data here is what? It's in here, right? You wrote, I wrote a data 1, 3, 4, 37, 44H. This is what? 44 decimal. But for the assembly, for the microcontroller, he does not understand. So if he comes to this by mistake, let me just try to do this. Okay. Let me take this one. هذا على location 4. Okay. Let's see what happens. You come here. Okay, I'm running my code. No operation, he will continue. No operation, he will continue. And then he will do something that is very strange here. بالنسبة له هو data, this data, he doesn't understand if this is code or not. This data for him is the same as this data. So if he come across these two, he will combine to see what is the equivalent code and he will run. So if I do it now, see what happens. He's telling, please jump here. Okay. يعني هنا ما راح يسبب لي مشاكل لأن by chance it is actually jumping always here. So just to avoid this, usually if I end my program, 40h, فهنا وش أقول؟ short jump وأقول له هنا وش؟ here. So and this is also equivalent to short jump $sign. Okay. So let me remove this one because it's this one. He will jump to the same location of the short jump. You can see here, short jump to location 2. So if I run now stepwise, okay, and step again, he will be always jumping to the same location. So I'm avoiding him of running, the other data, which is at location 48, because he will not actually move and run the operation until he reaches. So this is one solution. I hope this is clear. If there is any question, please ask me by email or during the lab. طيب. Okay. Other defined by the equate. I want to emphasize here that in the equate is used to define a constant without occupying a memory location. I want to highlight that. Okay. Okay, so I will take both of these now, copy them. Let me remove this. خلينا نقول مثلا number PQ number 1 44H and then add A with number 1 and then let's say that A number 1. Okay, so I will change or I will build this one and see the simulation again. You can see here that what you see is actually add A with 44. There is nothing called number 1. It's just defining a variable. In the conversion or after this has been converted into the machine code, whenever he see number 1, he will replace it with 44H. يعني هذا أصلا ما كأنه موجود after the assembly. خلينا الآن, let me take this one out and run. You think I will see number 1 anywhere? Plus move A and short jump. While in the program I have equate, I have move, I have short jump. This does not exist. يعني أصلا this is actually lived before assembly. After assembly, it does not exist. I use this one. If I have, for example, مثل الأردوينو, I can define مثلا integer LED1 to be 3, and in the whole code I can say pin mode LED1 output and then digital write to LED1 high or low. When he assembled that, he will replace all of these with the actual value. يعني ما في شيء اسمه عندي LED1 after convert. It's the same thing. Okay, so all of these that exist in the assembly program and then disappear after assembling, يعني لما نحول الهكس فايل هذا يسموها السودو كود. هذا فقط to direct او ليوجه الاسمبلر what to do. يعني مثلا originate معناته يا assembler روح الى location مثلا 10H, write at that location or starting from that location these instructions. بعدين يروح خلاص. طبعا يا شباب دائما نتذكر هذه الاوريجينيت اذا انا starting from zero it's not necessary, but usually sometimes people they write it يعني to be consistent every time they write it they do this. يعني ما في فرق انت تكتبه ولا ما تكتبه, ما في اي فرق. والend statement has always to be there. اوكي شباب, هنا عندي البي اس دبليو اللي هو ايش؟ البروجرام ستاتس وورد, ويجي هنا. طبعا انا ما بطلب منك انك تحفظها, ولكن this is auxiliary هذا الكاري فلاج, هذا الباريتي فلاج, this is not used, overflow flag, هذه to choose the bank. انا اللي يهمني كله وين هو الكاري فلاج هذا. these four are يعني هذا هو الكاري فلاج, هذا هو اللي يهمني. okay, where is this? If you look at the special function register, I think so it's in the register هذه, وقيمتها الان عباره عن ايش؟ 0. يعني هذه الفاليو الان قيمتها 0. Okay, so This is the value of the PSW. If I come here معناها 0 0 0 0 0 0. فكل واحدة من الأرقام هذه corresponding to a certain value. Okay, وهكذا. طيب. Let's move on. هذه يا شباب practice problems. Okay, I think I'm doing this. هنا I want you to do the following. هذا الآن بتكلم على الكود. نيجي هنا write the following statement. Say the content of memory location. Sorry, this is 100 to 105. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm originating at 100. My data defined by this. What will happen here? Please explain to me what's happening. What are you going to see in location 100? يعني تسوي لي table. طبعا لازم تقول لي ان هذا الروم. تكتب لي هنا ال 100. What is the value? You will see it. يعني هذا المفروض تروح الى الروم. تروح الى هذا location 100. Okay. And you see what is the content. طيب هذا البارت الاول. This you have to just type this and you will see. طبعا البروجرام هنا is doing nothing. I'm just saving data. هذه pseudo code. هذه pseudo instruction. هذه pseudo instruction. You'll just see the values saved هناك. وهذه بالنسبة لي data ما هي instructions. نجي الآن إلى الحال. عندي بالنسبة إلى المود عندي مود بي مثلا نمبر 3. هنا بنقول موف الار 1 مثلا 10. اوكي show the difference. You can see this is the internal RAM. هذا 10H I would put it initially to be مثلا 34H. Now let me so you can see the values. Now what I'm going to do is to see the content of B will R1. What will happen? Okay, let me run this one. Step. You can see B is number 10 now, right? What happens? What will happen to the next one? R1 will be equal to 10 or not? So I will run step. See it is number 3. So what will happen? This is one type of addressing mode. If you don't put the hashtag, you are actually accessing the RAM. فتروح إلى الرام. اللوكيشن هو 10 وال10 هو هذا. فهذا 10 وصفر is this one. مثلا 10 و4 يعني 14. هذا لوكيشن 14H في الرام. Okay. So he will go to location 10 in the RAM اللي هو 3 and take that value and he will put it into the RAM. Okay. So now what does he need from here is to do the following. To write a program يعني هو الهدف أنا عندي locations 10 إلى ال 1F. أوكي. وآخذ الفاليوز اللي موجودين هنا وأوديهم إلى location 30 إلى 3F. أول شيء لازم تحدد وينهم هذول في الرام. So it means that he wants these locations. He wants to transfer data from 10 إلى ال 1F. هذه آخر واحدة الأونلاين. And then transfer this data to another location اللي هي 30H هذا. How will he do that? He will do it one by one. يعني he will take this value and he will put it here. And take this value and he will put it here. And take this value and he will put it here. Okay? So come here. طبعا I can do that بأنه وش أسوي؟ آخذ هذه الموف 10H وبعدين أقول له إيش موف 10H الأرض صح؟ بعدين وش أسوي؟ أقول له 1 وال1 صح؟ إلين أوصل إلى وين؟ إلين أوصل إلى 1F2 okay. طبعا هذا it will take long lines okay, and especially if the number of data is large it will be like a lot of typing which we don't want. فاحنا المفروض هنا وش نسوي؟ نستعمل ايش؟ نستعمل هذه رقم 1. رقم 2 أنا if I start from the beginning بس this one run if I start from the beginning and look at this data here I will see أن الداتا اللي هنا إيش؟ كلها أصفار والداتا اللي هنا إيش؟ كلها أصفار. ف there is no way to that I will know that I have transferred some data. وش راح أسوي؟ just to test. في البداية أنا هدفي إن أنا أنقل الداتا. ففي البداية I'm going to save my data here. يعني I will save some data from here to here. طبعا أنت عندك 16 locations. And then I will double click هنا يعني بعد ما تخلص مثلا كلهم خليهم يقول 23 وبعد هنا أجي خليها مثلا 44. just make sure أن إذا هذه 23 هذه 23 إذا هذه 23 هذه 23 إذا هذه 44 هذه 44 إذا صارت هذه 23 معناته you are not actually transferring. Okay. So let's see how to do that. For this type of addressing يعني I want to access إيش؟ I want to access RAM. To access the RAM طبعا if I say move A معناته I'm moving the content from A into صح. If I want to move content from B sorry I'm moving the content from B into A now. If I want to move the content from A to B it will be the reverse here. طيب نفس المنطق لما نقول move R1 10H هذه from RAM يعني I'm actually reading from the RAM وهذه move R1 sorry move 10H R1 إذا كانت هذه قراءة من الميموري فهذه كتابة إلى الميموري فأنا راح آخذ الكونتنت اللي في الR1 وأحطها في لوكيشن 10H في الرام يعني لو هذه الآن 30 مثلا he will take number 30 and save it into RAM في location رقم 10. So we have an instruction like this. A at R0 أو move A at R1. What will happen here? He will look at the value of R0. إذا كانت R0 10H يعني كأن أنا إيش مسوي هذه الانستراكشن. he will go to location indicated by R0, take the content from there in the RAM, and then move it into it. Let's take an example. خلينا نقول R0 مثلا number 48. Okay. Okay. وخلينا نقول هنا move A at R0. Let me try to run this. Now, as I told you, شوف تحول إلى إيش؟ 40 اللي هو الإكس. فروح إلى 40 X. Let me just make it now 66. So what will happen? R0 هذه تسوي قيمتها إيش؟ 40. Now what will happen? You will go to location indicated by R0 في الرام اللي هي كم؟ 40. فال40 في الرام هي هذه. You take that content, save it into A. You will see that the value of A in here will be 44. Now, see? Now, what is the advantage of this? أنا وش أقدر أسوي؟ أقدر أقول له هنا increment R0 صح؟ فأقول له إيش؟ short jump مثلا again. Let me try to run again. هنا إذا أنت متابع وياي الار 0 كانت 40 بتصير 41 و42 الى ما لا نهايه. فخلي هذا خليها 44 هذه مثلا 50 هذه مثلا 1. اوكي. So let me try to run this. Okay. First run step run step. اوكي شايفين؟ والان جاب قيمه ال 44. الان الار 0 بتصير ايش؟ 41. الار 0 الان صارت 41. يا شباب الار 0 هنا I'm using bank 0, so this is actually R0 R1 R2 R3 R4 وهكذا. طيب الآن what will happen? You will jump. Okay, what is R0 now? 41. يعني شوف he is indicating now at location 41 which is 55, so A will be what? 55. See? And so on. But this is an infinite loop. Now, to do like, you have to use decrement jump, not 0. مثلا نقول R5 to location label مثلا again. What will happen? هذه R5 is a counter. يعني what will happen? He will increment R5. لو كانت R5 مثلا 3 لازم that you make R5 equal to 3. He will bring the content إلى A, increment R5 will be what? 2. If not 0, jump again. If it is not 0, he will come back. And then he will go to the next location. بتصير 2. وبعدين ال R5 بتصير 1. ولما تصير 0 خلاص راح يكمل الانستراكشن اللي بعده إذا. Okay. So what I want you to do is to use decrement jump not 0 to initialize location هذه اللي with a certain value, and then use another loop to take it to this location. Okay. So what will happen after you initialize? طبعا هنا عندك two loops. هاي يا شباب تأكد أن عندك you have two loops. Loop 1 initialize, loop 2 plus. يا شباب طيب نجي الآن. What did I tell you before? أن عندك two instructions. A R0. I'll move A at R1. If I want to read into memory, what I'm saying is that this register, I can use only R0 or R1. You cannot use R2 or R3. It will give you an error. Like, if this is reading from memory, how do I do writing into the same memory? I do the reverse. Move at مثلا R1. فهنا وش بيصير؟ الفاليو حق الايه راح يروح الى يشوف قيمه الار1 مثلا 10 راح يروح الى لوكيشن 10 في الرام راح يروح الى لوكيشن 10 هنا في الرام وراح ياخذ قيمه الايه اللي موجوده هنا يحطها في الرام. So this will be like وش انا استفيد من هذا الكلام كله؟ فهذه هي كالتالي. أنا I want to move from RAM into RAM. احنا قلنا اللوب الأول initialization، اللوب الثاني moving from RAM into RAM. يعني الهدف هو أن ايش يسوي؟ move at مثلا R1 at R0. فمثلا هذا ايش تصير؟ هذه تصير 10H وهذه تصير ايش؟ 30H وبعدين يعني تحدث قيمتهم and then you make them greater by 1 both of them. ولكن هذه الانستراكشن is not allowed. أنا هذا هو الهدف اللي أبغاه. وش الحل؟ الحل أن آخذها from at R0 إلى ال A وبعدين من ال A إلى ال at R1. يعني in another case, in another way, I will move my content from using this instruction and then moving these two instructions. يعني هذه is equivalent to this plus this. I might write more clearly here. Move everything. So move at R1 at R0, which is actually not allowed. Instruction column. So this is equal to what? Move A at R0. Do you agree? Move at R1. I hope this. طيب يا شباب يعني أنا ما أبغاك try to understand them one by one, step by step, try to do this and then try to understand. So let me go to the question here to see what I come here. يقول لك في first part write a program to initialize 16 location with the value of 55. بعدين the program should copy these 16 bytes into another location 30 to 3FH in the RAM using the move instruction as I showed you. بعدين verify the content. هنا أنا حاط لك إيش؟ to be what? two loops. Okay. السؤال الثاني أو السؤال الثالث وهو الأخير. initialize memory location نفس initialization بس هنا إيش؟ نسيت. بالنسبة إلى هذه يا شباب طبعا I need to use the decrement jump. Okay. فلما هنا لما أقول لك location from 10 to 1F how many of these? I get different answers. يعني البعض بيقول لي these are 15 locations. البعض يقول لي إيش؟ 16 locations. I will leave this for you to check. فأنت لازم إيش؟ تحط لك الريجستر قيمته لأنه بيكون كاونتر في الديكريمنت جمب مثل ما قلنا. decrement jump هذه الار 5 المفروض من البدايه تخلي الار 5 قيمتها عدد الفاليوز that you want to move. So this will be your count. نعمل هنا ايش؟ الانيشاليزيشن. Okay. With the value of 9. So I'm going to initialize this location with the value of what? Of 9. And then in another loop again يعني فعليا الانيشاليزيشن اللي في 2 و 3 are the same ولكن اختلف الادرس واختلف النمبر of bytes. So what I need to do is to take the value of 9, save it into this location. في اللوب الثاني add or use the add to add the content of the RAM. I don't know. You have two options. اما تقول move مثلا add a at R0 or at R1 if this is allowed. If it is not allowed, معناته you have to bring your value into A. مثلا at R0. اوكي. هذا طبعا السم انت لازم يكون عندك وين؟ يكون في الاي صح؟ اذا تذكروا اول في instruction تسوي ايش؟ السي تقول السم equal to 0 بعدين تقول له ايش؟ sum equal to sum plus number. Okay. هنا this is the case. So A will be equal to A plus another value. يعني I think this will work. I will leave this for you. If it doesn't work معناته ايش؟ ناخذ القيمة الأولى. القيمة الأولى A تساوي A is equal to. Now when you bring your data إلى ال A what will happen؟ طبعا أنت you have to make A equal to 0 من البداية قبل البداية اللوب الثاني. الآن A equal to 0 right؟ بعدين ايش أقول؟ أقول له جيب النيو كونتنت into A. أوكي؟ بجيب النيو كونتنت into A فصارت 9 صح؟ طيب. الآن لما تيجي تجيب القيمة الثانية يعني هذه مثلا في 10 بتروح في سوري this is 30 بتروح إلى 31. 31 أيضا قيمتها 9. المفروض ايش تسوي؟ تجمع هذه مع الكرنت فاليو اوف اللي هي السم. فاif you do that you will overwrite the value of A. خلينا نقول ان ناخذ ال A نحطها وين؟ مثلا في الار 4. اوكي؟ الان جبت القيمه الجديده في وين؟ يعني الار 4 تساوي ايش؟ R4 equal to 9. جبت القيمه الجديده A equal to 9. الان ال A equal to A plus R4 which is equal to 9 plus 9. كم صارت قيمة ال A الجديدة؟ بالديسيمال اللي تساوي 8. صح؟ Let's say now that you are going to bring the new data into A. فإذا لقيت قيمتها 18 وجبت القيمة الجديدة حق ال A من ال new value ال A القديمة بتتكنسل وبتصير قيمتها 9. After you do this step المفروض حق ما تخسر قيمة ال A المفروض تاخذ قيمة ال A وتوديها وين؟ والار 4 الان بتصير قيمتها ايش؟ 8. I hope this is clear. نفس الشيء راح تستعمل decrement jump. So please I'm not sure if everything is 100% ready ولكن you have to review some material قبل لا تجي اللاب اللي هي في البداية اللي هي sorry addition confuse ال A add وبقى عندي decrement jump not zero هذه لازم تراجعها وبقى عندي move A at R0 or move هذه or A at R1 يحتمل هذا الادرس both are actually from RAM صح؟ وعندي الثانية ايش؟ at R0 مثلا A أو move at R1 A. Both of them are actually writing. If you want to read and write, then if you are going to read and write, I recommend انك تستعمل R0 for address وال R1 for another address. فراح تعمل هذه الخطوة وبعدين one more thing. How do I know if طبعا انت عندك كل ريجستر له الاي لقيمه محدده ما تقدر تتعداها، فيعني لو انت تعديت ال 255 المفروض يكون في كاري. How to find that carry؟ هذا السؤال حطيت اياه. Show the status of the register اللي هو C1. What are you going to do after you finished running all of these lines؟ راح تروح تشوف وين هنا. You're going to look at this. What are you going to do؟ تاخذ لي هذا الفاليو تصورها وتجيب لي اياها في الوورد. اوكي وتقول ان هذه الزيرو هي معناته 8 اصفار، والثمانية اصفار these correspond to the following. ايضا مرة ثانية بعد ما تفكر تقول هذه يعني so this is actually هنا الكاري ايش بيكون 1. In your case it will be either 0 or 1. Sorry, in this case it's 0. So in your case it might be 0 or 1. It depends on the addition. انت فكر فيها اذا جمعت التسعة كذا مرة في المرات اللي موجودة will it have a carry or not, and confirm your answer. I hope that this is clear. Inshallah, please take time to look at this video and review and go back if you need any.